a look back in time at some of the greatest matches that have taken place here in the year of Monday Night Raw in 1996. And Ray, what a way to start things off as we will take a look back. July 29 was the date, and it was The Undertaker going one-on-one against Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, Kevin, it's great to be here with you again, and this is going to be a quite interesting show. And, well, like you said, going back to July, a warmer time of the year, no doubt. And it was, let's say, a very intense situation between The Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin. But that time, Paul Bearer was still with The Undertaker.
But you know that the seeds of dissent were being sown with Paul Bearer, because it was right after this that The Undertaker was stabbed in the back, so to speak, by Paul Bearer at SummerSlam. And I know that we want to thank you all for joining us as you're spending this time with your families in this holiday season. And what an event this is going to be tonight.
We're family.
Absolutely. And of course, as we take a look at The Undertaker, the man from the dark side, preparing to step in the ring at the Royal Rumble, coming up on January the 19th, and also The Undertaker will be joining us in Toronto at Sky Dome, part of that huge event on January the 31st, right?
That is going to be absolutely phenomenal in a tag match, nonetheless, teaming up with Ahmed Johnson to face Mankind and Farouk.
Texas Death Rules will prevail. It is going to be a war on January the 31st. Fans also here on the broadcast will take a look back in time as as Psycho Sid will do battle against Goldust. Right before Psycho Sid went on to become the World Wrestling Federation champion. We'll also see Canada's own Bret the Hitman Hart battle Owen Hart, and so much more as we now get set here for battle. Look at Stone Cold with the gesture of peace, shall we say, in this holiday season.
A real sportsman, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he knows better. Good strategy, though, by Stone Cold, trying to stay away from the size and power of The Undertaker.
Well, Stone Cold taking the offensive right here at the beginning with the headlock on the Taker.
Oh, he misses with a clothesline, but hello! A nice catch there by The Undertaker. Look at the strength, just sending him back into the corner.
With one arm.
But Stone Cold going back to the basics. The Undertaker with the nice reversal. It's very odd seeing Paul Bearer in the corner of The Undertaker, knowing that what has transpired since this match took place.
Exactly, and also Stone Cold Steve Austin was on a roll. He had just won, previous to that, the King of the Ring tournament.
And he is looking at winning the Royal Rumble, coming up very soon from San Antonio, Texas, on pay-per-view. What an event that is going to be. Of course, the winner of the Royal Rumble, the opportunity to face the World Wrestling Federation champion at WrestleMania 13.
Well, you know, being Stone Cold Steve Austin, he will be in the ring with 29 other WWF superstars, and with everyone in mind having the same goal. Look at that.
Imagine what Stone Cold Steve Austin was feeling, turning around and seeing that face of The Undertaker.
Well, you know, I don't think Stone Cold feels much of anything. I don't think he feels fear or pain.
And off the ropes, misses with a clothesline, comes back with one of his own fans. Stay with us.
If you want all the inside information on the World Wrestling Federation, then the WWF magazine is your source. Each issue is jam-packed with slammin' stories, superstar profiles, sensational color photos, behind-the-scenes exclusives, collector's edition trading cards, and much, much more. Call 1-888-WWF-NEWS and get 50% off the newsstand price. You won't want to miss out on this unbelievable offer. So call now and subscribe to the WWF magazine that covers the World Wrestling Federation like no one else can.
The number is 1-900-561-WWF1. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The cost of the call is $2.49 per minute. You must be at least 18 years of age to call. You want to call now.
And we're back with more of the Best of Raw 96. Kevin Kelly along with Ray Rougeau. We're taking a look back at an event that took place July 29th of this past year as The Undertaker battled Stone Cold Steve Austin, with both men preparing for battle in the Royal Rumble, and both men will also be involved in the huge event at Sky Dome on January the 31st.
Stone Cold, who will be up against the man they call Vader at the Sky Dome. We'll find out who the toughest man in Toronto is.
Boy, things certainly look grim for the Grim Reaper right here. After the pile driver, Stone Cold, instead of the lateral press, thought he had a great opportunity for the win, instead decided to put the bad mouth on the big man.
Absolutely right. He was wasting precious moments right now, and you can never underestimate The Undertaker.
And now Stone Cold, you see him going to the top rope, but look out. Oh, my.
It's like he has a spring in his spine or something.
Stone Cold up in the high rent district, and he paid the price right there. Well, you know the Sky Dome is going to be rocking on January the 31st when Stone Cold locks up with the man called Vader. And The Undertaker tagging with Ahmed Johnson, who we will see later on in the hour. Oh, choke slam off the top rope.
And I think The Undertaker has had enough of Stone Cold.
And just like this, setting. And look, there you see. Now, this was when Mankind and The Undertaker's war was at its peak, shall we say. And like Paul Bearer had yet to show his true colors,
well, that's right. As you mentioned, Paul Bearer was still by The Undertaker's side.
And now, after having Stone Cold in the position for the Tombstone Piledriver, dropped him, and Mankind cost The Undertaker a victory here.
Absolutely. But, you know, I just noticed Paul Bearer's eyes as we caught a quick glimpse of him. It seemed, I don't know, I was already doubting his sincerity here. Nobody picked up on it, but now that we look back, you can see that he wasn't too concerned that The Undertaker was being counted out.
Well, you know that the seeds of this were already being sown, as I said earlier. And The Undertaker coming back for some much-needed retribution. Unfortunately, though, this was after the match was officially over.
A little too soon, a little too late.
Of course, The Undertaker will be part of the Royal Rumble, looking for an opportunity to become World Wrestling Federation champion at WrestleMania 13. Stone Cold Steve Austin will be there. Folks, you want to find out the latest in the World Wrestling Federation? Check this out.
Hey, Canada, welcome to WWF Slam Jam. I'm Handsome Doc Hendricks, and I'm here to talk about kicking your new year off really, really special. How can you do that? Join us, the World Wrestling Federation, for the 1997 Royal Rumble, Sunday, January 19th, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, live exclusively on pay-per-view. We're talking 7 matches, over 50 superstars in the ring doing their thing, and you don't want to miss that. Now, some of the matches already signed. You will see the Pearl River powerhouse, Ahmed Johnson, return and get his opportunity to get revenge on the man that knocked him out of the WWF. I'm talking about Farouk. You'll also see 6'10", 328 pounds of The Undertaker meet 6'5", 458 pounds of the man they call Vader. Intercontinental title match, Hunter Hearst Helmsley defending against Goldust. And then, of course, for the World Wrestling Federation title, Psycho Sid defends against Shawn Michaels in Shawn's hometown. 70,000 people in San Antonio.
Sid, we have talked and talked and talked. And to be perfectly honest with you, my friend, I'm sick of talking. It's go time! San Antonio, Texas. Everybody knows. My backyard, the Alamo Dome, 71,000 screaming. World Wrestling Federation fans coming to see the Heartbreak Kid and Psycho Sid, the master and the ruler of the world. Go at it, head to head, one more time. Sid, you and I are gonna connect in San Antonio, and there's gonna be an explosion the likes that San Antonio and the state of Texas has never seen. But one thing is for sure. It takes more than wearing that belt around your waist to be the man here in the World Wrestling Federation. Believe me, because I know. I'm the man, and after San Antonio and the Royal Rumble, I will be the World Wrestling Federation champion.
Can you imagine how crazy everybody at San Antonio will go if Shawn does recapture the WWF title? Wow. You can see it from the comfort of your own home if you can't join us in San Antonio. And don't forget, we will have the Royal Rumble match where 30 superstars compete. The last one remaining in the ring wins a WWF title shot at WrestleMania 13 in Chicago. One of the men entered, Canada's own Bret Hart, and we'll talk to him about that when we come back on Slam Jam. And I want to talk to you and tell you need to get to your local Walmart and check out the brand new WWF apparel line.
At this point, Mr. Perfect came into the ring, and, well, we don't want to condone what was done here. We're not going to show it again, but needless to say, by the time Hunter Hearst Helmsley drags a now unconscious Wildman Mark Merrow to his feet, the referee is back on his feet as well. The pedigree set and delivered, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley was to become the new Intercontinental Champion.
Well, talk about using people. Hunter used Mr. Perfect just as well, because after he became the Intercontinental Champion, he dumped Mr. Perfect. He did not need him anymore.
So Hunter Hearst Helmsley, at this point, is now crowned the World Wrestling Federation title, and of course, the champion rather. And of course, at the Royal Rumble, he's going to have to defend that title against Goldust. Who knows what's going to happen in San Antonio, Texas, on January the 19th at the Royal Rumble? But what about the men that are already entered? The Intercontinental Champion, for one, is in it, as well as the sensational new Flash Funk.
Yes, and that's not all. What about Mankind? Can you imagine him with 29 other WWF superstars? What about Rocky Maivia?
The field is loaded. You'll see Kona Crush, the man from Hawaii, as well as the veteran Jake the Snake Roberts.
All right, it's going to be great. Savio Vega. He must represent Puerto Rico. And The Undertaker, the man from the dark side, will be there.
And a couple of stars from AAA, Pierrot and Cibernetico, will be on hand as well.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, a man who has no friends. Also, the Excellence of Execution, Bret Hart.
And Ahmed Johnson on the comeback trail. The Royal Rumble on January the 19th. So Vader was able to advance in the King of the Ring tournament. Owen Hart did his dirty work.
Cam Cornette was alive and healthy at this point.
So much has changed since then, but I know that Ahmed Johnson will be fresh and ready to go in Skydome January the 31st, teaming with The Undertaker to face Mankind and Farouk. What's up, Doc Hendricks? Arch rival and his brother, Slammy Award-winning Owen Hart. You kind of know what family rivalry is all about, don't you, Ray?
Well, I think a lot of people know what family rivalries are, but no one better than Bret Hart when it comes to his brother, if you want to call him a brother, Owen Hart, the black sheep of the Hart family.
Do you think Owen and Bret exchanged gifts and Christmas cards this year?
I seriously doubt it. What do you think?
I don't think so. I wonder if Owen was invited over for Christmas dinner.
Maybe at Davy Boys, maybe at the Bulldogs. It's a really divided family. It's really sad to see.
And of course, I know there's a lot of controversy in the Gunn family as well as of late. Billy and Bart Gunn, and Billy's condition still the same, still with no feeling from his waist down. And as we prepared for this battle on Raw, look at Shawn Michaels here, who was they were gonna have a special interview from the home of Jose Lothario in San Antonio, Texas, the site of the Royal Rumble. And we were gonna hear words from Shawn Michaels in preparation for his battle against Psycho Sid at In Your House.
Absolutely, and it was, let's say, happy times back then for Shawn Michaels. A lot has happened since then, but who knows, maybe happier days ahead after the Royal Rumble.
Well, at the Survivor Series afterward, there was a lot of speculation that Jose Lothario would indeed retire from his role as mentor/manager of Shawn Michaels. And in fact, at the Royal Rumble, it will be Jose Lothario's last appearance alongside Shawn Michaels.
So it will be a very emotional evening for Shawn Michaels.
On top of being in his hometown in front of 71,000 people with the biggest prize of them all, the World Wrestling Federation title on the line.
It's going to be outstanding. Who do you think, now do you think the crowd will be divided?
I think there will be some fans that are for Psycho Sid, but I think the overwhelming majority will be cheering for the Heartbreak Kid.
All right, well, this battle got underway with Bret and Owen, and the referee already having a hard time separating the two. Owen seemed to be hot-tempered right in the beginning of the match.
And with two men, of course, that know each other so well, they're mirror images of each other. Scouting a match as far as your opponent is concerned is sort of out the window here in this battle.
Absolutely. I think Bret is the better technician of the two, though Owen would like to think the opposite. Bret is the innovator of the sharpshooter. Owen is the imitator.
Now wait a second now. Many people would say, if you listen to Owen Hart, that he invented the sharpshooter, that Bret stole it from him.
Well, I've known Bret for a long time, and I can assure you, Bret is the innovator, and Owen is the imitator. I have a lot of respect for the Hart family.
In legendary figures in Canada, you've got to put the Rougeau family up there along with the Hart family.
Absolutely.
And it'll be such a great treat for the fans in Toronto to get to see Bret the Hitman Hart at Skydome on January the 31st.
Well, it's been a long time since they've had the opportunity to see Brett in action, and right now he is more motivated. He is better than he ever was because he is rested and well focused right now. And plus, he has a lot to prove to Shawn Michaels and to Sid. Right
Absolutely.
Now.
Brett feels that Shawn Michaels cost Psycho Sid the World Wrestling Federation title. Irish whip hard out of the buckle, and we take a look back at in the locker room area. Watching on is the British Bulldog. Of course, tag team champions along with Owen Hart, but also the brother-in-law of Bret Hart. And we wondered at this point what the Bulldog's interest was in this battle.
Absolutely. Well, personally, I thought he was looking over Owen's shoulders, being that Owen is his tag team partner, and they are co-holders of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship. But, well, as we'll see in a little bit,
yeah.
You know, it came in handy that the Bulldog was watching what was going on.
Well, it surprised me from the beginning of the match that we did not see the Bulldog down at ringside, along with manager Clarence Mason.
Well, right. Well, maybe he wanted to give Owen the opportunity to prove to everyone, because Owen always stated he was the best Hart. He wanted to, you know, give him the chance to prove it, without people saying, well, the Bulldog was there to distract Brett during the match. Well, he could have a one-on-one matchup.
And Owen now pounding away on Bret the Hitman Hart. As we saw on Raw recently, Bret made himself known to Stone Cold Steve Austin, coming out of the announcer's position and attacking Stone Cold, and in fact applying the sharpshooter on Stone Cold Steve Austin out on the floor. Held that maneuver for quite some time.
Absolutely, but now, you know, Stone Cold has come back and said, well, Bret, you just opened a book. It's Stone Cold's book. You want to play by those rules? I can too, but I think Stone Cold initiated all this hostility. And, you know, Bret has had a change of attitude as of late also. He seems to be more, I'm not going to say carefree, but he doesn't care as much about, well, trying to be Mr. Goody Two-Shoes.
And that has got to work into the favor, I think, of a man like Psycho Sid. If you look at Bret the Hitman Hart bringing that kind of attitude into the triple threat match, with Psycho Sid known for throwing the rule book aside on past, as well as Shawn Michaels. Listen to Owen.
All right, JR, we know the Bulldog is watching. Do you think Psycho Sid is watching us?
Absolutely. Psycho Sid is maybe a little bit crazy at times when he snaps, but he's a very intelligent man. Psycho Sid knows he better understand Bret Hart's every move, because on December the 15th, it's not going to be wrestling. It's going to be a fist fight. Psycho Sid's going to be in for the fight of his life, and maybe Bret Hart will become the WWF champion for the 4th time.